Here with week 11 of the Locker Room Report with head football coach Paul Winters as we move towards the end of the regular season. Another great win, solid win over hard-nosed, tough Michigan Tech program. It always seems to be close. You guys kind of jumped on them early and really played well throughout. I know you have some things about the offense in the second half, but final thoughts and impressions from that win.
Yeah, the Michigan Tech game is always a physical game, and their running backs I thought were outstanding and ran the ball hard. I knew it was going to be that kind of game. It always is, and really this is probably the biggest win against them that we've had in a very long time, probably 2011. But I would say that, you talk about the offensive issues. That's me. I pulled it back in the second half because I wanted to win.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take any chances. I wanted to win that game, and obviously we were able to do that. And Tuck Hayden scoring that last touchdown helped us, made it look good. So all in all, it's a great feeling.
Let's start at the quarterback. We haven't really highlighted that solid play from either Jake in the Ashland game or Dakota the last 2 months or so. 229 total yards, took a huge hit, kept playing. Break down his play, and he's becoming really efficient with his play too.
Yeah, if you look at what he did running the football, he ran it when he had to and made really big plays for us. And then if you look at how he threw the ball, I think every ball was on target. He was outstanding, doing the things that he needed to do. I think he was the Offensive Player of the Week in the GLIAC, deservedly so. Has had an outstanding season. And you mentioned Jake. Jake is that game against Ashland. He was fantastic. And that's the wonderful thing. We have two guys that, if anything happens, they can step in, and they've both improved throughout the season.
Defense really carried the weight early. Had another outstanding day, creating a lot of havoc in the Michigan Tech backfield. 15 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. That's like the most in 10 years. I think there was a big day at Ferris State in 2009 where they ended with like negative 100 yards or something. That they continue to make plays, and I'm running out of superlatives to kind of talk about that unit.
Yeah, you know what? It starts up front. I think that we've got a defensive line that's difficult to handle. And Michigan Tech had a really good offensive line, by the way. But Jalen Lewis, he made a critical sack in a critical time. Damani Green, I think, has just, he's unblockable at times. Kenneth Cephas stepped up and gave us another big presence inside. Taruka Battle, big sack. You can go on and on and on about those guys up front. But I always say our linebackers are outstanding. Tuck Hayden and Leon, obviously, they're very productive. Tuck Hayden, pick 6.
The fourth one of the year.
But it all starts up front. Those guys up front, I think, are the key.
Let's talk a little bit about, I know coaches don't love talking about rankings and playoffs and all that stuff. The rankings. Okay. The rankings that came out on Monday were not in the top 10. If I had to guess, we're probably 11 in that group. The top 7 get to go. Your team has done pretty much everything it can. I mean, that Truman State game we've talked about. What's your message to the team? I know you guys are focusing one game at a time, but what's your message to the team on that subject?
On the playoff, our playoffs start Saturday. They're a great football team. We believe we're a great football team, and we're kind of crossing our fingers because we don't have any control over anything but winning that game. So if we go out and win that football game, we feel like we're going to advance. If you don't win, you go home and the season's over. And if you win, you've got a chance to advance. So it's a playoff game.
Yep. Moving to that Grand Valley game, the history's been unkind. We all know the numbers. But there's such a great opportunity to end this season one way or another with a huge statement win. 8-3, 7-1. I mean, just some of these numbers after the way we started, it could be quite an opportunity to end the season with an exclamation point.
Yeah, I agree. You probably said it better than I can say it.
I don't know about
that. This is an opportunity for us to just take another step. I think that the attitude, you start with the attitude. The attitude's been fantastic all season, and our guys have believed in themselves. They've believed in the coaches. They've shown that belief in how they've played. So I think we continue to do that on Saturday. The results will show.
A couple keys to victory.
Just, number one, it's a rivalry game. So your attitude, we talk about a warrior mindset. You got to have a warrior mindset. It's going to be a war. And you got to go and fight with the idea that I'm going to win the war, and that what I have to do to win the war is I have to get after these guys.
Yeah.
So we need to get after these guys.